Hello, Jen here with my wrap up for Build-A-Page. I am late, you guys. I am late, but I'm getting it done. I wanted to share with you all of the layouts that I've created, even though the videos for 3 of these haven't gone up yet. They will be up. They're ready to go. I just wanted to get this one up first because it's wrap up Sunday, so it needs to get up before the end of today. Yes, I'm literally filming it today on Sunday, and then I will go ahead and upload the 3 process videos. So a little bit out of order, but I definitely wanted to show you what I've created. So this is a bit of a sneaky peek, but go back and watch those videos, please, so you can see all of the details. I'm not really going to go through what I did or anything like that, just kind of give you a show and show you what's left in my kits. So here is my last layout that I created. This one was put together, if you remember, from all of the bookish themed stuff, which was March's How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, and I didn't really get to play along all that much in March, and so I wanted to make sure I did at least one layout that was from that kit, because I kind of kept it in my How to Kill a Kit stuff. So here is the layout. Let me move this over. This little heart actually came off. You can see the little bit of glue right there, and it didn't stick down. So let's go ahead and fix that. Kind of funny because it's paper on paper, so normally that isn't an issue to glue, but there we go. Okay, so here's my layout. I think it's super, super cute, and yeah, I actually love how this turned out. I wasn't sure at first with kind of the mix of colors and also the mix of styles. This paper sort of has its own style, this paper has its own style, and then the Paige Evans stuff kind of does too, but I think it turned out super cute. So here's a bit of a look. And then let me show you what I have left over. So I've got the 3 circles from this paper here, where I just wanted the colors, the purple, the yellow, and this blue. So I cut the circles out so that I can use those on another layout at some other time. I have this much left over of this background paper. If you remember from me putting the kits together, this paper had just one little square cut out of it, so I just used it along 3 of the edges here and have this little chunk left over. These are just the little pieces that I cut off of this background paper from, this is the Finders Keepers Libris Schmibris collection, so I just had to cut a little bit off the tops, top, bottom, and this side. And then these are the bits of ephemera that I had thrown in that I didn't end up using. I didn't use the green. I just didn't think that there was a lot of green in here. There are little pops in some of the leaves, but there really wasn't a ton of green. So I kept that, and I still have one little piece of this. This was a sheet altogether. It was perforated, but it was all stuck together. So I've got that. I didn't end up using the little frame. I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to pop that in there, so I've got those little pieces left over that I can use again. And then I only used 1 book page. I ripped out 3. I wasn't quite sure what I might want to do with it, so I did use pretty much 1 whole piece. I backed my photo, and I've got some little hearts that I punched out here. And then I used my little sequins from this big bag of sequins right here. So I used every element, and I only have a few things left over, so I definitely think that I killed this kit. I did pretty good with it, and yeah, everything else will go back into its proper places, and that is layout number 1 to show you, or page kit number 1. Then I have, well, you guys saw this one already. Hold on, I want to go in order of what you haven't seen yet. So you haven't seen this one yet. This page kit I put together with the month-long series that's going on about using up our leftovers, so I kind of had that in mind. This paper, this background paper, was a paper that I cut the cut file that says beautiful, which is a Paige Evans cut file. I cut that out, but because these letters are all so clear and are the full letter, sometimes that doesn't always happen, right? But when it does happen, I like to keep those letters because I could still spell beautiful. And I also kept the background because it was cut really nice and clean, and I thought it might make a fun, you know, something. So I kept that. I've had it put away for many, many years, probably, you know, well, definitely before we moved into this house. So at least 2 to 3 years ago that I cut this one out and finally put it all together. It was a leftover that I was able to bring together and make something out of. So I did do a little bit of mixed media in the background just because Kaylin's bathing suit here is blue, so I wanted a little bit of blue. Then I hand stitched on all of the letters and did a few clusters of stuff along here and basically used up all of the elements that I had. I did leave myself the little note that said to add mixed media, so I've got some blue in there and some splatters of gold, and then also use the butterflies. I did not end up using butterflies on this one because I used butterflies on another one. But let me give you a bit of a close-up. You can see lots of dimension there with the flare and these flowers and these flowers. And then I did use the little puffy hearts I put in there and did sort of another cluster here with some puffy stickers and hand stitching. So let me show you what I have left in the kit. It looks like I have a lot, but actually a lot of the stuff I had in this kit isn't something that I would have used up all in one page. So the thickers, for example, I wasn't planning on using all of those on one page. Same with these stickers from Paige Evans. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is the note that I left for this page. This is actually the note that I left for the page where I did use the butterflies. So let me tuck that away. So the note I left in this one was to use sticker alphas and the chipboard, and I did do that. So I've got my little sticker alphas right up here that say my, and then I spelled out the word girl, so it says my beautiful girl kind of across the page there. So that is what I needed to do for the bingo board. This one also had flair from the bingo board and all kinds of stuff, mixed media, florals, just a whole bunch of things. Hearts are in there. Anything else? I can't remember. I'll have to look through the board. But this one checked a lot. Sequins are in here too, splatters, that kind of stuff. So I've got those two things left over. I wasn't sure which picture I wanted to use, if I wanted to do the one with the bubbles or this one here, but I ended up with the bathing suit one, so I'm going to put the bubbles picture back. I added these. They were not part of my original page kit. I added them in because I realized that some of these flowers were the right colors. So I did at first try these kind of more bright orange rosettes, but I thought they were kind of throwing things off. So I went for the ones that were in here that are more of a peach. But I liked the light blue, this sort of coral color, and then the teal. So those are all in there. But I decided to keep them in the page protector bag so you could see that I added a few things. I also added these Dear Lizzie puffy stickers. They just sit here right beside me. So I kind of saw them and realized that maybe some of the flowers would look kind of fun, and so I added those in. So that's in there. Obviously, again, it wasn't a package that I felt like I was going to end up using too much of it. I used some dimensional dots just to pop up some of the florals that are along here to give them a little bit of something. And then this is the stencil I put in. I ended up not using it. I just felt like it really wasn't going to show in the background all that much, and so I just kind kind of went for the smushing technique. So no stencil. And then this is the last little piece of the paper, because I did scooch the paper over slightly so that my photo could fit without covering up any of the letters. So this is that one last strip of paper, and that is it for that one. So all of this will go back into its proper places. I think this turned out really cute. It's a more is more kind of layout for me, adding lots of things and lots of color and taking up lots of space with patterns and stuff, but I like it. I'm happy with it. And then let's go to layout number 3. So this is the one where I put the note that said add mixed media and butterflies. And I sort of didn't do all of that. But let me show you. So this was the one with that beautiful, gorgeous paper, which I kept every little scrap of here, from 49 on Market. I just love this deep, dark blue. Really, really love it. Obviously, I'm not probably going to keep all of these scraps, but I kind of want to because I love it. I really should have got myself 2 of these pages, but that's okay. I will keep the ones that I feel like are worth keeping, and then the rest of them I will let go of because I know at some point I'll find another piece of paper that I love equally as much. So I will let go of most of that, I think. I threw these in, but I decided not to use them once I started putting stuff down. It just felt like they were going to be maybe a little bit too heavy and not quite the same colors. So I didn't use any of these Paige Evans die cut. I did use some of these Blossom acetate leaves. Now, I'm going to tell you, there are so many pieces in here. When I started pulling them out and realized just how many pieces are in here, wow, you get a big bang for your buck when you buy these acetate pieces. So used quite a few of those. That's also where the butterflies came from, but there was also butterflies on the paper. All right, so I did something. You'll have to watch the video to hear my reaction to myself. I cut my paper. I did. I cut the bottom little corner and the top corner, and then I layered the photo with a bunch of, I just used like the dark side and then the lighter side and then the dark side again, so that used up quite a chunk of what was left over. That's why there's so many scraps left over, but no real large pieces. I fussy cut out the butterflies that were in there and the one that's right here, and then put some sequins. You can see those kind of glittering. Put a couple of these little kind of silver hieroglyphic, that's not right, holographic hearts, and my little holographic title right here. That all came from the Paige Evans sticker book, and then added my acetate. And then I didn't really do any mixed media, but I did splatter. I have that white splatter from Heidi Swap, and so I did just do some splatters, very kind of subtle, but occasionally you kind of catch the shimmer from them a little bit. And so I thought that was really pretty. I did use my little metallic marker here to go around and do a white outline, which is also really super subtle. This is starting to dry up a little bit, and I just have not been able to get my hands on a really nice opaque white marker, but it is there, and in real life you can actually see it. And that's it. This really came together super, super quick. Once I got everything fussy cut out, I kind of just let things lie where they fell, and yeah, I think this turned out really pretty and very different for me, and I love it. So that is layout number 3, and the just few bits here left over, so not too much to put away with that one. And then the 2 layouts that I've already posted videos for that you've seen, I have this one here that I did using the Lips, Lashes, and Legs collection from Flipappeal Designs from my friend Jen. So I did a dance layout with this one. The little paper that I included in here said mixed media and then on tags question mark and then grid patterns. So again, I didn't do the mixed media on the tags, but I did do mixed media on my little hexagons because one of the prompts in our bingo card was to use a stencil, so I went ahead and used a stencil. Another prompt was to use geometric shapes, so the hexagon to me is geometric shapes. I got the acrylic square on here. I got the grid by just keeping the grid that was already in the paper. This one covered quite a few of my bingo card prompts. And I love how this one turned out. And then let me show you what I have left over. So I've got these enamel dots. Enamel dots are on there and they were also a bingo prompt. So enamel dots, those will go back into their home. I didn't use my dance title that I was gonna try to kind of squish together in some way to make the word dance, something like that. But I'm gonna leave it like that because I will definitely use that again. I scrapbook a lot of dance photos. I have the large tags. There should be 2 other ones if I didn't already put them away. Yeah, there's 2 other ones floating around here somewhere, but I only use the smaller tags, so I'll put those away. I just wanted to show you here, I kind of kept this, but this is because I didn't like how thick the chipboard was, and so I peeled some of the chipboard back just so that I could tuck it under the hexagons really nicely. This is the piece of paper that came out of the middle, and then this is what I have left over from the eyelashes paper, and this is what I have left over from the paper that I used along the 2 edges. So a few bits of paper that I can build another layout with. And then of course the enamel dots I will keep using, but I used everything else from this kit. So the pictures, the acrylic, all the words, the hexagons, the enamel dots or shapes, everything. So that worked out really good. I guess technically you could say I did some extra mixed media because I did splatter as well. Some people count that, some people don't. But that was that kit all used up. And last kit, let me put that over there. Last one is this one here. This was the first page that I created for Build a Page this month. And it was the one that I decided I wanted to do first because I felt like if I didn't get the flamingos used up on this one, I could try to, you know, stretch it and find a way to get them used up on a different layout. But my challenge was to get the flamingos on here. I found some pictures of Kaylin and my daycare kiddos when I took them for our walk to the pond, and so there were lots of ducks, and I thought, you know, I don't have any duck embellishments, but I do have to get these flamingos used up, and I do have some swans, so let's see if we can kind of squish them all together. And if you're looking really fast, you might just read all of these birds as ducks anyways. But here are my 2 flamingos. And then I just added a whole bunch of other stuff. So I've got stickers in here. I've got geometric shapes with the stars. Stars were also something that were on the list. I have stamping in here. I have all the different patterns layered up. I created this with the Freaky Fast formula that we used for Tuesdays in the Attic this past Tuesday. And so that's sort of where the design came from. I used a cut file. So that was one of the prompts as well, and multiple photos, or I think the prompt was 2 photos. I've got 3 in here, but I'm still going to count it. And so yeah, I thought that this one, it's growing on me. I didn't love it when I first put it together. Definitely go check out the video as I talk myself through why I don't love this one too much. But it is definitely growing on me, and I think that I'm loving it a little bit more than I did before. So For those of you who left comments saying that you actually thought it came together really well, thank you so much. You are changing my mind, and I am starting to like this one. And now let me show you what I have left over. I think this one is the kit that I probably have the most left over from, because, well, for starters, I did put a lot in here, and I didn't necessarily think that I would get all of the paper used up, but stamps obviously keep going. You use them over and over again. I didn't get my big flamingo used up, but I did stamp it a bunch of times and give them to Christy. So I thought maybe if she was able to get them used up, then that's sort of like an extra point for me because I stamped them. So you'll have to check out Christy's videos to see if she did that. I added these enamel dots, which did end up on the page, so that counts as well. Here are those stars. So they count as stars, but they also have the lines in them. So I thought that that's kind of the geometric shape aspect. So those made it on the layout too, and I'll just pop those back in. These are all the leftover little pieces of paper from backing my cut file. These are the stickers. I thought I might get 2 of the swans, but I actually would have liked it better if I could have had a swan facing the other way. I think I would have used 2, but they're all facing one way, so I didn't end up using this one or the X's and O's. I used up all of the pink bows, but not the blue bow, so that's still there. These are just the chunks of the pictures that I cut down. I did add some paper because I needed one more pattern to cut to be able to have enough pieces for the measurements from the Freaky Fast formula. So I added this paper, which I felt like actually matched the Paige Evans collection really well. This green kind of picks up on the greens, and the navies in here, and this darker green is kind of represented, and then the pinks and the yellows and stuff. So that's a Fancy Pants paper. And then I have these pieces of the Paige Evans paper, and then this larger piece that you can see there. So that can go into my scraps. And then I only used this one chunk across here. I felt like I could still use this square, even if I cut some of it. I can still kind of cut this and make it a bit of a square and use this saying. And I wasn't overly attached to this one or this one, so I was okay to lose some of that in order to cut the strip along here, but I didn't really feel like there was enough space for any of these other squares. So this will also go back into my scraps with everything else. This was just the branding strip. This is the other branding strip. I might actually keep that because it's just this pattern, so it matches really well. But this one I'm not sure I will. I guess I could do the start here, but this isn't really anything, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably just throw that out. But that is everything that I used. So a few larger pieces left over, not a lot of little stuff. I definitely got a ton of stuff on this layout. Yeah, and then this one, I did pretty good. Again, the stuff that's left over are larger pieces and things that, you know, you obviously use over and over again. So that one. Same with this one. I basically killed all of the paper that I put in here, and so this is all I have left over, and of course the acetate and stuff will be used on other layouts. This one here has same thing. I feel like I'm just going to keep repeating myself with that. All this stuff is stuff that is a multiple use thing, and then there is the layout. And then my very last one just has a tiny bit of scraps left to it and some things I kind of knew were going to be left over. I knew I wasn't going to use these circles. I just wanted the outsides of them. So tiny little bit of leftovers, and there is the layout. So that is it for me. I will post, as I post the pictures of these on Instagram, I will post my bingo card and check off all of the squares that each layout got. So I will let you know my full score, but I did use every element of the bingo card between all 5 layouts. I got every single square, so I thought that was a lot of fun. I think that bingo was a big success. Please go and check out the other ladies' videos because all of them have played along and had a ton of success with their bingo as well, and you'll be able to see kind of how we brought all similar elements together and added them into our layouts. But that is it for me for tonight, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. You have been fantastic the past couple of months with all of your comments and stuff, and I just really appreciate it. I love chatting with you guys, and I will speak to you again soon. So until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks to me. What about the channel?